You actually press the link to the video. Okay. Okay. So I have been using the AirPod Pro 2nd generation for a while now, and this video is basically to let you know if they are worth it in 2025, because 5,000 to 6,000 rand for AirPods is a lot of money. So if you're gonna make the decision, it better be worthwhile. From better noise cancellation to spatial audio, I feel like this is a more immersive experience from the first generation, because you could tell all of the upgrades that they did from the previous one to this one, they actually listened. Apple never listens. That's the weird thing about Apple. They never listen, but we still buy. But this is most probably the only time Apple has ever listened to consumers and they've noticed the differences. Like, okay, these people kept on losing these things, so let's add a couple features so they don't lose them. Which is weird for Apple, because all they want is to make money. So it's kind of odd. Design-wise, not much has changed from the original Pros, but that's not a bad thing, because I feel like they perfected how it looks, so they decided to add a couple things just to make it better. So the design language is still the same, but they were like, okay, let's just keep it going, but let's just make some improvements on the design, but not change too much of it. You get me? You do get a few extra things. For example, in the box, you get an extra size smaller of the ear tips for the people that couldn't fit the previous generation. So you get an extra size that is smaller, so it could fit in the smaller ear. So it's more inclusive. We'll give you that. It's more inclusive. The case comes with a speaker. That is the best feature. Oh my days, the best feature for me, because every time I never panic about losing my AirPods, because I know I could either go to Find My and go to the direct thing where it points to where your AirPods are, or I could just literally ping them and then they'll make a noise and then be like, oh, I left them under my hoodie over there, and everything will be fine. So that is a major upgrade for me. Thank you. I don't say thank you much to Apple, but that was needed, so thank you for that. Another thing to find your case, a lanyard loop on the side, like I mentioned before. It's the small things that count, but hey, as someone is using it. I don't know who's using it, but someone is. Not me, but Apple really improved on the drivers on this, because I noticed a significant difference between the bass. The bass is punchier, the mids are clearer, and the vocals, they just stand out more from the first generation. And it makes a huge difference if you love listening to music, because it just stands out. And that's thanks to the new H2 chip they put into the AirPods, and the difference is because they had the H1 chip in the previous generation. The AirPods are not audiophile grade, but for the regular person, to a beginner audiophile, you'll be impressed. But I'm sure for the price, you could find something way better from Bose and is it Sonos? I'm sure Sonos has something along the horizon, but Beats as well, I'm sure. But for the price is really steep, and you expect perfection for this type of price. Noise cancellation though, I have to say noise cancellation is the best I've ever heard. I have heard maybe Soundcore earphones, AirPods, but the noise cancellation, it means so much for someone who loves their own space, if that makes sense. Even when I'm at Checkers or Woolworths, and I turn on active noise cancellation, and I feel like I'm alone while shopping with tens to 20s of hundreds of people, it is amazing. No, honestly, I have to give it to them. It's amazing. And then switching from that to transparency mode, it's also an experience, because now having the ability to let people in and push them out when you want, I don't know, it gives you a sense of control, which this does amazingly, to be honest. Even on a noisy commute, like when you're going to the station and you take the Gau train to wherever, they shine more on those types of occasions, because people think that if you have music on as loud as you can, that basically is noise cancellation, which is it's not noise cancellation. Noise cancellation closes out the noise outside, and then if you put music on top, it just makes the noise cancellation better, because there's no leakage of the noise outside. When you have noise coming from, it just ruins the experience. If you can hear someone calling you while you have music on, it ruins the experience. It's not noise cancellation, it's just loud music in your ears. So let's distinguish the differences, please. If you talk about battery is about 6 hours with the active noise cancellation if you're using it on and off, but with the case you get about 30 hours of use out of these, which is more than enough, because you're not going to be using these things for more the whole day, like for 24 hours. So you know that when you pop them in the case, leave them to charge for a bit, you'll have more AirPod time. That's don't quote me on that, please. I'm sorry, I can't praise this enough, but Find My support being included within the case, it just being like an AirTag, for example, it's just impressive. I'm sorry. That could be a reason for you to get them alone. But let me just stop talking about it. I'm sorry. It's almost like I'm a broken record about this Find My. It's just amazing. I'm just glad that I haven't lost them, because that might be the only reason why I haven't lost them. And finally, stem volume control, because the previous generation didn't have them, and you don't have to be reaching into your pocket all the flipping time just to change volume, change song, pause, put on noise cancellation. A lot was upgraded from the previous generation. So Apple does have a reputation of not upgrading the things and just adding just one or two things and then just moving on, but that's mostly with the phones. But I'll give it to them, they did great on these. They did amazing. AirPods Pros Gen 2s aren't cheap. I will give you that. They are not cheap. But if you somehow find yourself wanting to consider these, and you love the Apple ecosystem and you are looking for earbuds, these are going to be your best bet when it comes to wireless. It doesn't have lossless, obviously, because you need wired connection for lossless. It's not really a problem, but these are your best bet. I'm not going to lie to you. Even with the ones that came out last year, the Gen 4s, they don't come close. Even the ANC ones, they don't come close. If you consider buying the Gen 4s with ANC and you try to compare them with these, it's not a competition. They're not even in the room. They are not. I think it's something to do with the rubber tips. They completely shut out the outer noise. But on the Gen 2s, I bought them earlier. I tried to review them. I took them back the next day and bought these. That's how deep the situation is. So in conclusion, if you have the first generation, it is well worth the upgrade. If you don't have them at all and you feel like you deserve a treat, you graduating or it's your birthday soon and you can afford these, get them. You won't regret it. But if you know you have weirdly shaped ears and these types of earbuds don't fit your ear well, don't risk it. If you have a bad history with these types, like this type of shape, don't risk it, don't get them. But if that's not you, I say get them. So one question for you: if you had the money, would you? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I will see you in the next one.